Every time that every single time, truly, that I turn away from the truth and return, there's a wider, deeper experience of self.
For me, that's self-love. That's how I would define self-love.
So today we're doing a bit of a time warp because the last many episodes that we shared, we actually recorded 6 months ago, 7, 8 months, a long time ago, and haven't yet released them. Well, now, of course, we have. And in the meantime, we've improved our sound quality. I hope it sounds great. And we got busy doing other things. And I feel really inspired. And I hope you can hear my excitement to get the ball rolling on sharing these episodes and publishing them and continuing to record. Yesterday, I had a chat with someone who lives here in Whistler, who was saying she's been listening to the episodes, even though we released them, I don't know how long ago, and that they have helped her reconnect with what I call silence and have really served her to recenter around what her life is about. And I'm so touched to hear this from her. And I share it with you because this is the reason why Jonas and I record these episodes. And it's the whole motivation for sharing our voices with you so that we may offer a reflection of eternal quiet that is deeper than everything known and beautiful. And it's always here. And another reason that we love to record is that we ourselves find so much support in these conversations. It's so rare in life to have a reflection of true silence. And it's precious, precious. And that's why we meet each other in retreats, in scheduling to meet one on one, in receiving and giving sessions. All of it. This is what it's for. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your reflection that this is also what you love. It's this love that resonates. That's what we are here for.
Yeah, I'm certainly touched by whoever gave that feedback. Thank you so much for listening. And I'm so glad to hear that you are getting something out of this podcast. And yes, to what you said, Maeve, this is really a huge support for me as well. And I would say that these recordings, as well as sessions, as well as retreats, it's really a anchor for me for silence, an anchor for love. And I'm glad we're touching on this today because it is something that has come up for me in the past few months. As you've already mentioned, we've been busy. I specifically have been really busy with work stuff, working in the family business. There's a lot going on. And I can go days or sometimes weeks without doing a session or a meeting or getting any kind of support. And I've realized how important it is, how shaped we can become by our environment. And actually, I'm reminded of something I heard before that Ramana Maharshi said, which is that there's three requirements for waking up. One of them is knowing the difference between what's real and what's not. That's certainly something we've talked about in the past. The next one is wanting it more than anything else. So having this burning intention.
I have a big smile while you say that, wanting it more than anything else. Yes.
It's true. I mean, we have competing desires, don't we?
Yes.
And so where you put your attention and what's most important really is so essential for waking up. Because the ego is such a survival mechanism. So you cut it any little bit of slack, you're back asleep. And so that third requirement is being in touch with another awakened being.
Huh.
So, yeah, I mean, when I first was going down this path, I was doing so many sessions and getting so much support. And I really needed it at that time. I had a lot going on and I wasn't as in tune with my egoic patterns and my movement. And so I needed support and it served me greatly. But as I deepened, I didn't need as much support. And then I found that I can fall into this trap of going a long time of feeling like everything's okay. It's fine. But actually sessions and retreats and conversations like this, just meeting with you, oh my God, yeah, I need that support. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think there might have been a certain point in time where I judged myself that I'm at a certain level, let's say, that I don't need to get so much support anymore. But who doesn't benefit from support?
Yeah. And even the word support, what we're describing really is contact with the truth in whatever form that takes. And there are many forms. And one of them is what we call support through sessions, through meetings, through meeting with a true friend, through being in satsang, through listening to podcasts that have a transmission of silence or hope to.
For me, it's very palpable, if that's the right word. Like I could sit down in a meeting with you, and right away I catch your transmission of silence. And like I said, it's an anchor for me to be silent, to experience the love that is here always.
Yeah, it's a reflection of a shared desire more than anything else to be free.
Yeah, I would say it's a reflection of just what's already real and true, always,
Yes.
which is great because I don't have to do something to get something.
Yes, it's fundamental. What is real is inherently fundamental. Doesn't require anything.
Another thing that's been coming up for me recently is just around compassion because we all want to experience peace. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want love? We all want to experience love. And we all have patterns of struggle, patterns of movement, patterns of suffering. So it's like there's this deeper compassion, deeper patience, deeper understanding, deeper connection with everyone, everyone.
How is it for you to come back to this reflection of what is real when you see this compassion that's here for everyone?
It's just this feeling of unity. I don't often love hearing when people say we're all one because I feel like it's been spiritualized and it's lost its meaning in a way. But that's the feeling that comes up. We're all connected and it's all based in love and silence.
We are all one. There only is one. That's what love is.
Yeah, and it's a trip because we also are separate individuals with different bodies and different personalities and different likes and dislikes and all of that. And we all have our unique, or maybe not so unique, but we all have our own struggles, let's say. So that's where the compassion comes from because both things are true at the same time. And so, how loving and amazing to meet with someone who is going through something and to be a reflection that even though that's going on, not to deny it, but to also recognize silence and love are here simultaneously.
Yes. And, for you and I, who are people who give sessions to each other and to others, also this truth telling that we ourselves turn away from the truth and are committed to coming back.
What you just said is one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to start a podcast was because you don't often hear that from spiritual teachers. And it's so easy to project onto a teacher that they're just always silent and everything's all love and but no, it's true what you said. We turn away from the truth. It's just that there's a deeper commitment and that we want it more than anything else.
And there's experience that brings awareness back. I've always wanted freedom, at least as far as my memory goes. I've always felt inspired by truth and love. And I sought it out in myriad different ways. And then I found a teacher, a whole school full of teachers who embody the reflection of truth, who live in discrete form within the illusion of being separate, fully committed to the simultaneous experience of peace, immersion in what is real. We are so lucky.
Yes, because they're also quite skilled at working with individuals. Because it's not like you just say to someone, none of this is real, it's not true, wake up, you're living in a dream, it's all ego. They have this beautiful ability to kind of hold your hand and then take you deeper.
Yeah, the Leela School is a resource for deepening, and we're part of that, Jonas. It's not, it is one pointed, it's not limited to one person. I'm grateful for Eli for creating this school and bringing these skills forward. And everyone who learns the skills of being a Leela therapist, being a true friend, brings their own deepening, their own flavor of the same transmission, and shares it.
Yeah, Eli has really passed on these skills. And for me, he just sets the right example. I felt really touched specifically by his latest book, Fire of Love, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's brutally raw and honest about his own journey. And there was a huge admiration from me in reading that.
What did you admire the most?
He was willing to put his mistakes on the table. There was one point in the book where he said something to the effect of, it's amazing the stories a so called enlightened teacher could believe, really showing that no matter where you're at, no matter how deep you are, yeah, you still turn away from the truth. You still believe some of the thoughts and stories that come up.
Yeah, I would say we can turn away from the truth. Doesn't mean that it's happening all the time. And that's important. And for me, the book, The Fire of Love, the whole thing is about it's like a teaching story on how one might be tempted to turn away and exposure on coming back and how that is also a deepening. It's not awakening. Awakening is not sterile. That's certainly my experience. It's not one time waking up and being complete with that forever. And at the same time, there is a completion because there's an awareness of this contact of everything. But the lived experience of being in a form, in a body, it means that the ego shows up and either runs the show or doesn't. And every time that truly every single time, truly that I turn away from the truth and return, there's a wider, deeper experience of self. I wonder if this is what it means to be eternal. One single moment of committing to coming back.
For me, that's self love. That's how I would define self love. And I guess that's why I'm so inspired by Eli's honesty in that book, because the trap for me in the past has been to go into a pattern of self-hatred. If I do turn away, that means something about me. There's something wrong with me. A lot of judgment there. But to just keep turning back and to give yourself a break and to let yourself be as you are, that's loving.
To not distract ourselves with thinking that we're something else.
That's right. Any expectation, any self-judgment, any projection, that's all a distraction.
Any doing, any thinking, even this effort of trying to come back. It's not it. It's not what we're talking about. It's being what is touched by these words fully. One pointedly. And letting that shine through everything else.
Yes, so we certainly hope you've been touched by these words and that they are shining through. And feel free to let us know because we love the feedback.
We are in full support of this that is alive in you. Thank you.